And we are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's really good to see all of you. If you can see me, please say hi, write something in the chat so I know that you can see me. Today, or you can see that now at the bottom. Today we are going to be talking all about youth empowerment. If you can see me, just say hello so I know that you can see me. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all well. Yeah, I've been very busy, as you would have seen if you had me on Facebook. You'll see that it was my twins' birthday yesterday, and their fifth birthday. So happy birthday to them again. So you will know that it's been really manic, and I'm just checking that we are actually live, so it doesn't seem like I'm talking to myself. Cause yeah, that would be really awkward. Cause I'm not seeing anybody say anything. So if you can see this, please kindly say hello, so I know that there are human beings that are watching me. All right, I think we are all right. Okay, yeah, we're okay. I can see on my Facebook. It's okay. Yeah, so I hope everybody's had a nice week. Initially, we were supposed to do this over the weekend, but unfortunately, my guest had an issue. So, but we are here now, and that's what is important. We are here today, and we are going to get the conversation started. So today we are going to be speaking about something that is so dear to my heart, something that is so important to me, and something I have been fighting for, or trying to do my own change towards for the past 2 years, and that is youth empowerment. My belief is, you know, first of all, a lot of non-profit foundations. All right, so I've got Habib here saying, we are, yes, we are live. Yes, we are. Hi, Habib. Hi, thanks for joining us. Yeah, so my belief is that what I've noticed is that most organizations either focus on kids or women. And yes, these are very important, and people in our society that do require the help. But I always feel like when it comes to youth, there is just not so much focus on that. But one thing we don't realize is that that is the very, very crucial part of life. That is the bit where the lack of or having the right opportunities can change your life dramatically. All of us remember being a youth, and you have something that kind of laid the path for you to be where you are today, whether it be opportunities or lack of opportunities. But that is a very crucial aspect of life. And I feel like this is very, very, very important to have that focus on. So, for my non-profit foundation, part of what we do is youth development. So, what we've done is we support youths. We have like scholarship programs. We support not just like academic youths towards their academic progress or development, but also in other areas like sports, music, because we need to get out of that mindset that everybody's going to be a doctor. Not everybody's going to be a doctor, and that is completely okay. Some people are going to be footballers, and that's fine. Somebody, our foundation, we encourage youths to go for their passion, what they really love, and not what just parents and people around them want them to be. Because when you find your talent and you find something that you are really, really good at and you enjoy, you are going to give 100% onto that. When you are doing something that you love, you are going to make the time. If it is a course, you are going to make sure you're there. If it's sport, you're going to make sure you're doing your training and all of these things, because that is something that you have an interest in. But when parents or people around you force you to go into something you don't really have a passion for, all you're going to do is to just do it to please people. And where does that lead? It leads to people having wasted so much time trying to please everybody, and then not having enough time to actually please themselves, to actually follow their own passion. So I'm a big, big, massive believer of following your passion, doing things that you truly love. And today, my special guest is going to be somebody who embodies these beliefs as well, and somebody who isn't just saying these things, but has experiences and know what it is like. We've all been youths, and we've all had different experiences. But this is somebody that didn't just go down the traditional route, but as a result of that, he realized that youths need that support. They need that push. They need somebody that can be there. They need the resources, the tools to be able to take them to the next step onto doing what they really truly want to. And us catching them at just the right age. Because when they go past that age, their morals, their beliefs, and everything is already set. It's going to take a lot more to change somebody, to try and get them on the right track once they've passed that stage. And this is why it is so important that there are some people that focus on that. Yes, it is good to support kids. It is also good to support women. These are vulnerable people. Yes, it is good to support them, but there also needs to be support for youth, because today's leaders, the leaders of today, the people that we admire today, the great men and women of today were once youth. And each and every one of them can tell you one thing that set them to the path that they are on today. Whether it be your greatest footballer, they are going to tell you about either somebody or a situation that led them to where they are today. Whether it be a coach, a teacher, something or somebody that laid the path at that stage when they were a youth, especially to lead them to being where they are today. So we're going to be having our guest come and join us in a little bit. But before that, I wanted to also discuss about the very, very, very important event that his organization has put together, which is called Saving Our Next Generation. Just as I say, today's youths are tomorrow's leaders. They are the great men and women of tomorrow. So if we don't come together and support them now, we are not going to be able to have these great people that we're going to admire tomorrow. Especially in Africa, we complain about bad leadership. We complain about leaders that are corrupt and that don't really have the experience, the knowledge to even do the work that they are doing, the job that they are supposed to be doing to carry out their role. And most of the time, it comes down to their experiences, what they've gone through. Because it is hard for somebody to think of people when they themselves in their life, they haven't had people thinking about them. and people putting their own interest first. So the more bad leadership we have today, if there is no change, and if we don't break that cycle, it is going to continue. If we don't equip the youths today with the knowledge, the tools, the facilities, opportunities to make them great people tomorrow that think about others, that want to help others, we are forever going to complain about bad leadership. We are forever going to keep complaining. Oh, thank you, mommy. She said, indeed, thank you, mommy. Love you. So we are forever going to keep complaining about bad leaders, about people that are selfish, that are corrupt. Because when they were growing up, nobody thought about them. So why are they going to think about somebody now? Why are they going to think about the fact that the decisions they make are affecting people, whether negatively or positively? They are not thinking about that because they didn't have the opportunities growing up. So now that they've done whatever it is that they've done to be where they are, all they're going to think about is themselves. All they're going to think about is themselves. If they felt like society neglected them when they were youths, it is not when they become leaders that they're going to think about society. No, they're not going to. They are going to think about their own immediate family and the things that they're making sure that they are okay. But they are not going to think about the greater good. They are not going to think about the impact that their decisions are having on those behind them. So if we try to target them now, and we try to make the changes now, then the chances of us having great leaders tomorrow will be increased. Because if they felt like they were somebody cared about them, somebody supported them, somebody believed in them, they are going to turn around and believe in others. They are going to turn around and support others. But if they didn't feel that growing up, once they fight hard to get that position, best believe they are not going to think about anybody because nobody thought about them. So we need to break the cycle. And this event, Saving Our Next Generation, is going to be happening on Saturday, 29th of May, 2021 at 7 p.m. GMT. And guess what? You can attend this event for free. It's going to be a live online event that's going to be broadcasted on television. That's going to be across various platforms. And this event has just a wide range of just wonderful, amazing, inspiring speakers. And yours truly, I feel so privileged to be among these speakers. When I look at their experiences, their CV, I'm like, oh my Lord. But I feel so honored to be among these speakers because these are people that are passionate about making changes the same way that I am. These are people that want to see a difference. So by the end of the show, please, all the information you will see is scrolling down. If you go onto Facebook and just type Kamara Youths, or you will find the Kamara Youths page on Facebook that has all the information about the event. And you can go there and you can go on Eventbrite right from the Facebook and get your ticket. So secure your ticket right now because this event is going to have a wide range of speakers. People that a lot of people pay a lot of money to hear about, you know. So, but you are going to get the privilege to hear from these people, to be inspired by them. The same way that I am so inspired by each and every speaker. So you want to know who the speakers are? Go onto the Kamara Youths Facebook, and it's there right now, facebook.me/Kamara Youth ORG, Kamara Youth org. Or you just type it on Facebook, get your ticket. I will be there. I will be one of the speakers for the night, and amongst other great speakers. So get your ticket right now. So by the end of the show, please make sure you've got your ticket. We are going to have our guest come on, and he is going to tell us more about this event. So please help me welcome our guest, who is the founder of Kamara Youths, and also who is a youth mentor. And his name is Unisa Kamara. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Miriam. It's a pleasure to be on your platform.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love having great people here, and I am just so pumped to, just have you and to hear from you, and, just finding somebody that is as passionate about youths and everything like I am. It just fills me with so much joy to be able to know that, I have you on. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm quite, I'm grateful to, for another day.
Yeah. So let me reintroduce you. This is Unisa Kamara. He is the founder of Kamara Youths, who is going to be hosting this event with all the speakers. He is also a youth mentor. And seriously, I cannot wait for all of you to hear his story and everything. He's going to inspire you so much as he inspires me to believe in yourself, and to not look at somebody based on where they passed, where they are right now, but where they can be. So welcome, Unisa. So can you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey so far?
Well, thank you. My name is Unisa Kamara. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a host of 2 TV shows. I'm connected with Foxstar Film Production, where we make movies and so forth. My journey on this earth has not been easy. It's been quite complex, and I'm very grateful to have the people around me that I have growing up, because if I did not have the right support, the right guidance, I would either be dead or in jail for life. The thing is that each and every one of us are walking our own journey. And as a youth, we're quite vulnerable. We're quite confused. We're looking for, where we belong in society. So when we find that guidance, it gives us a little bit of stability. And a lot of people said I was not going to make it to see the age of 21. Kamara, the funny thing?
Mm-mm.
My brother named his son Unisa because he actually thought I was not going to be here.
Oh
So
my God.
it's so now them looking at me to what I've become. It's
My God.
really, a
Wow.
pleasure.
Imagine that. So why did I think you won't be here? If I if I can ask.
Hmm. Anyway, me can ask me anything. I was born in Sierra Leone and I transitioned to the US at the age of 9. I was bullied, you know, I was made fun of. I was everything you can think of as a youth, as a young kid, 9 years, 10, 11, 12. I've been through it. I had to run home from school, or they had to keep me in school till everybody else leave. So I actually started, instead of going to school, I would walk around all day, go to the arcade. Then I discovered these things called the projects. And I started running errands for the elderly, the older people, and they'll give me money. And they started introducing me to their children, and their children started liking me. But to cut it short, I got involved in the game, in the drug game, where I made a lot of money and where guns were like an everyday thing. You don't leave your house without your gun. It's like your credit card, your wallet. You
Wow.
understand? So yeah, so I've been through it all, being shot twice, being stabbed, being incarcerated. I've walked down that path. So they actually thought the journey that I'm on, only God knows when it is going to come to an end.
Wow. Wow. That literally just yeah, it's just so great to see you. Obviously, you're here, you're alive and doing all what you are doing. And these are things that we see on TV, and you don't ever think that you can be next or know somebody that's gone through that. And the first time you told me that, I was completely shocked because I've known you as a professional person, as somebody that's so hardworking, passionate. I think it just goes to show that we should never judge somebody, you know, based on what we've heard, their past or anything, because somebody can change and they can have a turnaround with the right opportunities, you know. So, do you think, well, first, growing up, who did you consider like your mentors or role models? Who did you look up to? Or did you have like a father figure or, other male figures around that you could look up to?
My father has always been my role model, and I call him Champ. Never send that man sick, never late. He always say, you know what, it's better to leave early than have to speed on the highway. So he's always on time. He's about his family. Weekends, we ate together, we traveled together. But Unisa's doing that. Just I got involved in the game, so it's like jumping out the window at night when they're sleeping became a norm. And I would call. He would make crowns. My mother, both of them would make crowns. So I started putting pillows on the bed, cover them, and I actually made a recording of myself snoring. So that way, if they come by, they hear. So I learned all the tricks of the game. So it's yeah. So my father was absolutely, utterly a role model.
Yeah. I think because sometimes people feel like if somebody find themselves in that path, it's because they don't have a dad in their life. They don't have anybody in their life. But that's not always the case.
No,
Sometimes the influence of the streets can be much more powerful than that from the home, you know,
of course.
depending on where somebody kind of feels more accepted. And especially when you talk about bullying, I went through bullying when I came to this country at the age of 12, with my health and everything. I was, skinny and all of that, and I got bullied. So I know how really traumatizing that can be. And it's easy to say ignore, but it is not so easy to do because everybody wants to feel included. You don't want to feel excluded, especially when you're in a new place. And you know, they always say, when you go to Rome, you do as the Romans. And so, if you are in a place and that is what is accepted and that is what seems to be the norm, you're likely to follow that path. But do you think like your path might have been different if you had, different opportunities or better opportunities?
Well, I did have the opportunities because in actuality, my family believe in education. Two of my brothers are lawyers. One is a partner at a law firm. The other one is a director at, MTA. And my elder sister worked for the United Nations. My baby sister, who's behind me, is right now the director of, a hospital in Texas. And my baby brother is doing international business. So I was always saying, well, I want to be a psychologist. So my father said, well, you go to school, we'll take care of the bills. You don't have to work, just focus in school. So I said, oh, okay, I want to go to school in DC, away from everybody. As long as I'm bringing in good grades, they're not going to bother me. So I was excelling well. And before I graduated, I said, well, I want to do computer engineering. Why do you want to do computer? You're about to graduate to become a psychologist. I've spent all this money. So I said, no, that's what I want. So they said, go ahead. So they indulged me in that aspect. So yeah, I had the proper guidance. But the thing I want everyone to understand is when we're growing up, we tend to listen to the other youths. They have a bigger influence, peer pressure, everything. So you always want to fit in. And when your parent tell you something, you always say, oh, you don't understand. Or you never been there. Or you don't understand me. You understand? So sometimes it's not the fact that they don't have a parent at home. It's the mere fact that they feel as though their parent don't understand them. But when you have a community that is willing to support that child and tell that child, I understand what you're going through, this is my story, it will give them a little chance to reflect and as to say, well, maybe this person do understand. Sometimes kids listen to outsiders more than they do at home, depending on the situation. But sometimes, if I always tell this story, if a child comes home, they see mommy sitting there with a beer on one hand and a cigarette on the other hand, and daddy's doing the same thing, they're going to say, well, I see it at home. But when a child comes home, they see mommy reading a book, daddy's reading, that child will pick up a book. So we tend to, you know, what's the word? Replicate what we see, emulate everything that is around us. Our brains, we have 7 layers of brain cells. So we have to understand the conscious, the subconscious, and the preconscious. We have to understand the ego, the superego, and the id. And the id is a childish mentality. When a child is born, they start crying, you give them that attention. That's the id aspect. When a child wants a bottle, you don't give it to that child. They misbehave. What the id does is that it wants something and it wants it now. You understand? We stride on our ego on a day-to-day basis. So if somebody say, oh, you have an ego, say thank you. That's what I strive of. But when you have your super ego, I know this is all psychological, but when you have a super ego, the super ego, when the id wants to misbehave, the super ego will interact with the ego and say, don't accept that behavior. You understand? So we have to find a balance.
Yeah, Definitely, definitely. It is just really good to hear it, firsthand. And how did you manage to kind of change things around to like where you are today? So with all of going through all of that, at what point did you say, you know what, things need to change?
I made a lump sum of money that gave me a lot of comfortability. I met a young female that said, "You have made enough money. Get out the game." The thought process came in. I said, okay. Now, $10,000 was no money to me at that point in time. A friend of mine that I've been dealing with in DC owed me that money. So I said, okay, let me get this money. Once I get it, I'm out the game. She said, well, do you really need that money? No, I don't, but the streets talk. So at first, she didn't want to go. Then all of a sudden, she wanted to go. We kept going back and forth. And as you're aware, not to sound sexist, please, my apologies if I do, but a man, sometimes when you get into a conflict with a woman, even with another man, just say, okay, you understand, depending on the situation. So I said, okay, let's go. But when we get there, I'll drop you off at the hotel, then I'll go pick up the money. When we were going to DC, all of a sudden she changed her mind. She said, well, why don't I go with you to go pick up the money? Then we can go to the hotel. So I said, well, why don't you go shopping and then I'll go pick up the money. I'll pick you up. She said, no. We sat there going back and forth. I said, okay. When I went to pick up the money now, this gentleman, normally what we do is I'll pull up in my car, get out my car, get into his car, and then he'll come and get into mine. Then at a later time, we switch vehicles again. This time, when we pulled up, it was raining. He was nowhere to be seen. She kept saying, let's go, let's go. I said, no. After a few minutes, he pulled up in front of, he was actually walking. He pulled up in front of the building and was waving me on. I did not have a gun on me because she refused to have that kind of things around her. So I got out the vehicle. He said he wants to talk. He was walking in front of me. I was behind him. When we entered the building, some guys were there. They acknowledged me because they used to see me. I acknowledged them. We were in the back of the building. All of a sudden, I see a gun. He started arguing. He literally had the gun this close to my face. Now he's telling me, oh, why should I get out the game? I should introduce him to my connection. I'm like, that's not how the game works. We stayed back there, going back and forth. So finally, I told him, if something happens to me, the team knows where you live. The team knows where your mother lives. But you can sense someone when they don't want to do something, they're nervous. And I can look at his hand. I'm looking at him. I can see the gun shaking. His hand is trembling. I said, why don't we just walk away from each other and pretend like this never happened? After a few minutes, he said, get the out of here. Don't come back to DC. Don't come back around here. At that time, you have a gun. Anything you say, I'm going to agree with. I said, okay. Now, it was nighttime. As I was walking, I looked at the shadow. I see his hand going back up. I heard bang. I was running in the building. I felt a pinch. When you get shot, it's like a pinch. You literally don't feel it because the bullet is traveling at such a high speed, you just go right through. So I was telling myself mentally, I hit myself on the banister trying to go in the building. Got into the vehicle, turned off the vehicle, put it back on, turn it off, put it back on. And a girl touched my hand, held my hand, and said, "Babe, the vehicle is on." So as I was trying to pull off now, I see this gentleman in front of the building. Next thing I heard was bang, 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 bang. Her head went down on my lap. I thought that she was trying to dodge from the bullets. That's when I looked down. I seen blood all on me. Now I'm telling myself I've been shot. As I was driving up Georgia Avenue, this incident occurred at this area in DC called the Black Hole. As I was driving up Georgia Avenue, there are always police on Georgia Avenue, right there by Howard University. I'm driving up Georgia Avenue speeding. These police were passing me, going to where this shooting occurred, where they're hearing these bullets or heard the bullets. As I'm speeding up Georgia Avenue, I look down again. I said, "Babe, get up. Babe, it's okay. I've been shot." Her head did not come up. When I looked down, I seen a hole on a temple. I drove to the emergency room. I parked right in front of the emergency room where the ambulances be. I ran out the vehicle, ran in the hospital. I was screaming, "Help, help, help." The only thing security would tell me was, "Move your vehicle." I have blood all on me. You telling me move my vehicle. I went back to the car, carried my girl into the emergency room, and put her on the floor. Everybody came running to me then, and only then. And the nurses, the doctors, they picked up, started taking her away. I started following them behind. As I was following, one of them told me, "You can't come in. Wait." I said, "No, I want to go." They said, "No, due to the bacteria, you cannot come." They took her in. A few minutes later, someone came and told me, "She's fine. She's worried about you. We need to clean you up." At that time, I was shot. My hair still have the bullet wound. So I was shot on my collarbone and on my hip. I went to be cleaned up. When I woke up, I was handcuffed to the bed and my mother was sitting next to me. And as we spoke, she told me she's no more. She has expired. She's dead. Now, imagine the trauma I was feeling at that point in time. I sunk into a black hole. That was my first black hole, sunk in. I went in so deep, I don't want to take a shower. I don't want to eat. No one is welcome to my home. My curtains are always closed. And after a few months, smelling like a dead person or something really bad, I created my first business because that's what she had always wanted us to do, own businesses. So I created my first business, Blackline Entertainment, made, did a lot of shows with a lot of big artists. And I started seeing guns and drugs coming into my studio. I walked away from that. I went into buying properties now, buying properties and flipping them. And I had a reflection. I said, you know what? I need to save the people in the projects. We started having meetings with people in the projects, telling them, I'm not going to do a credit check. What you paying these people, you can just pay that to me, and you have a home away from here where your child is safe, because you don't want to come home and you hear your child was shot from because in the projects, there are consistent shootouts, people being killed by crossfire shootings. So to prevent all that from happening, we started moving families into these properties. So that's where my transition started.
Wow, wow, that is just, I'm just like speechless. And I think it's so good for people to hear this, because many times in movies that lifestyle is so glamorized, and people don't realize all the trauma, all the heartache that comes with that lifestyle. People see this on TV and in movies, and it's really glamorized, and everybody, a lot of young people want to go into that lifestyle, not realizing what can come with that, and the sacrifices that you are going to end up having to make. And sometimes, for you, God gave you a chance for you to turn things around, but there are many that never get that chance to. And it's really good for them to hear, firsthand from somebody that's been in that situation and has experienced it. I know there's so many other stories and things that you've gone through, but with all of that, why did you create Kamara Youths?
Well, let me just go back a little bit. One thing they do show in the movies, and as you stated, they don't show the other side of it, is we're making money, we're buying these nice houses, we're buying these beautiful cars, we have the guns, all these beautiful women around us, we go everywhere we want, and people respect us. That's what they show. They don't show the actual negative side, as you stated. Kamara Youths came about. I met a young female in America. I was actually not going to go to a party, and I was persuaded to go to this party. And there was this female standing there dancing on her own. And I see all these guys' attention. I like competition. I get bored easily. So I'm seeing everybody looking at her, and I see people asking her to dance. And she's saying, no, no, no. So me, I'm not going to embarrass myself. So I look for somebody that knows her and say, listen, tell her to meet me outside. So I'm standing outside. I have this big, beautiful car, this and that. My friends around me. She's not going to embarrass me in front of my friends. So she came outside. We had a conversation, and I told her I was traveling because I'm consistently on the road, consistently. So we started having this conversation. Then she started visiting America. She'll come to America for like 6 months, 3 months at a time. Then I started visiting the UK. So she got pregnant, and I wanted to be a father, hands on father, not from a distance. And when she told me, I told her move to America, but I kind of know my lifestyle in America, and I don't want my child around that environment. A change is always good. And besides, her family, they own businesses here in the UK as well. So I transitioned here. Supporting her and her family in their businesses, I decided like I need to establish myself as well. Not knowing anyone here in the UK, only her family. And I don't want to depend on her family to establish myself. So I have to do everything all over. I created Kamara and Kamara Workshop. It's a motivational company, whereas I'm on stage speaking and so forth. First time I seen, I forgot where it was. I think, yeah, I think I was at the school. Because when I came to the UK, I put myself back to school because education is something that they can never take from you. So I seen all these people gathering, and so I was standing next to someone. I was like, who's that? They told me the person's name. I was like, oh wow, okay, they're good. How much are they getting paid for this? They said 3,000. I said, wait, he's getting paid 3,000 just to stand there and talk? They said, yeah. I'm a hustler. My mind start thinking, ching ching, here comes money. So I said, so who hires these people? I made sure I collected all the information, make sure I'm in good standing with the school. So one day I approached her, I was like, I'm a motivational speaker. She was like, oh, really? She said, yeah. She was like, have you done any speaking gigs? I said, well, we don't need to talk about that, but let's focus on me right now. I persuaded her to pay me. So I got on stage. Now, remember, I own Black Line Entertainment, and we did shows like thousands of people at a time. But,
Yeah.
I'm the owner. I'll just go out there and say, hey, how's everybody doing? And I'm gone. But now this time, I have to literally stand there and talk. And you have everybody looking at you. So I mastered that art. I kept growing and growing and growing. So one day I was about to get on stage to tell everybody, yo, it's a beautiful world. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. My manager, as I was getting mic'd up, I still remember this young lady miking me up, and I'm just excited. And my manager comes to me and says, listen, you have a phone call. I'll take the phone call when I'm finished from the stage. He did not move. He just stood there with the phone. Take the phone. You have a phone call. I looked at him. I took the phone. I said, hello. The first thing I heard is, he's dead. Who's dead? Your son was just killed. Imagine you're about to go on stage to tell thousands of people how beautiful the world is. And now you're trying to dig a hole with your fingers, your claws to hide, to sink in. When my girlfriend got killed, it's like it's a circle, that same feeling. I wanted to get to America so bad to burn Jersey down. My son's birthday was 5 days before his girlfriend's birthday. He went to the club, private party, for his girlfriend's birthday. So these two youths wanted to get in. Security told them this is a private event. You cannot come in. My son happened to be passing by, and security stopped them and said, these guys want to come in. He looked at the guys and said, do you guys have an invite? They said, no. He said, well, unfortunately, I cannot let you guys in. They actually literally sat outside and waited till the party, approached them, and shot him. When I got this news, again, have you ever heard this saying, as a driver, you can think you're the best driver, but you never know what the other driver is going through? That was me. I was driving. I don't know where I was going. I don't know how fast I was going. All I know was I wanted to go and find the deepest hole possible. So finally, after a couple of months, again, because I blank out, after a couple of months, I start reflecting on my son, what he stood for, what he was about. He was the type that would support you to the best of his ability. He would help anyone. If he sees you unhappy, he would literally sit there and support you. The funny thing about my son was when he was born, I was out of state. And they said he's so annoying. All he does is cry. When people pick him up, all he wants to do is on the bottle. I arrived in New York and he was crying. I picked him up. It's like this little boy was just staring at me and I was staring at him, and he wasn't crying. The bond that we created right there and then. I would pick him up from school. My sister worked for the United Nations. Now, you know, they have these vehicles that take the kids to school, pick them up, bring them back. No, 3 days a week, I want to be the one to take them, bring them home, spend time with them till his parents get home. My family, we don't believe in saying uncles and aunties. To build that bond, we say daddies and mommies. So you know you can have that support. You can talk to any one of us at any time. So going through this, I decided to create Kamara Youths. We launched Kamara Youths with the mayor, and Kamara Youths is a psychological program where we empower these youths to reflect on their actions. As to say, when you kill somebody, you're not just taking that person away. That person has people that love him or her. That person can no longer be embraced by the people that love him or her. They cannot see that person whenever they want. And you that do the killing, you are taking yourself away from those people that love you as well, because you will be in jail. They cannot see you when they want. And think about the heartache that you're creating for your mom that carried you for 9 months, worrying about you being in jail, all the things that can happen to you. So we use this psychological method for them to reflect on their actions. So that is
That
how
is
Camaro Youths came about.
that is so great. So how did you get into like the mentorship and you actually not just having the organization but actually being a mentor to some of those youths?
Well, being psychologically aware, being a motivational speaker, I utilize those tools to support these kids. I utilize every aspect, every being of me to make sure that no family feels the pain I felt. No family feels the pain that my family is feeling or felt. So I started the mentorship. I was literally going into jails talking. Um, I got with a psychological team. At that time, it's APA. APA is this, psychological accredited organization. So I was working hand in hand with them to support these youths as a form of reflection of action.
Okay. So what is the Saving Our Next Generation program about?
This project, Kamara Youths, means so much to me. And when you find a passion, my passion now is making a change. My passion is supporting these youths. So when we created Kamara Youths, I was not satisfied. I am not done. I'm not happy with it. There's so much more to be done. So I created Saving Our Next Generation, fit for purpose and forward thinkers. Saving our next generation are the youths that we expect to lead the generation after them. So my forward thinkers, Miriam, are people like you that can think and execute while thinking, while processing, while digesting an organization's objective. You understand? People that have an objective, people that are trying to make a change. Those are my forward thinkers, people that are specialists in their field, speakers that are making an impact. And fit for purpose are the individuals that are trying to create a change in the lives of these youths. Fit for purpose are the people that see something that is not right and refuse to just close their eyes or say, you know what, I'm going to point to Miriam. Why isn't Miriam doing something? I'm not doing something. So, fit for purpose are the people that see something instead of pointing fingers or saying, oh, that's a bad child, but willing to step up and make a difference.
Yeah,
So
that is so good. So why did you incorporate like the award, like the Fit for Purpose award as well? Why did you think that was important to like recognize, certain people, certain organizations?
the organizations out here all over the world, because our organization, it's a global organization. Our organization is not just for the UK. I'm trying to build hubs in so many different countries where we can support these organizations, because organizations feel as though, well, we're running out of funds, we don't have support, we're running out of ideas. You understand? So we feel as though by us doing this, we can create an impact. And we wanted to acknowledge all these organizations out there that have been making an impact in the lives of the youths. So we gave awards, to be precise, was April 24th last month, to organizations, charities, and businesses that are making an impact. But we're not done.
Yeah.
2022, we are giving awards to the youths that are making an impact in the community, the youths that are making an impact in the lives of other youths. Now, by us doing that, that's empowering families to get involved, because if your child win an award, you get to go on a holiday to a different country, and which in the we going to be sponsoring. So it's going to empower the family to get closer, to be able to, because mentally, if you keep doing something, it becomes a habit. So if you think in positivity, how to make a change, eventually it'll become a norm. And that's what we want to create. We want to create a ripple. One hand washes the other. So if you helping someone, that someone helps someone else, and that person helps someone, it's a ripple.
Yeah,
But we're
definitely.
not done.
So definitely. So let's talk about information about the upcoming Saving Our Next Generation event on the 29th of May, this Saturday coming at 7 p.m. So tell us about that, and how can people get their ticket to attend?
This event on the 29th, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited. And talking to Miriam, listening to her story, I admire this young lady. I admire you sincerely. What you've been through, when I sit down, I hear your story, is like unbelievable. You will be in the hospital and you and I will be talking, and you'll be telling me, okay, so what do I need to do now? It's like your main focus is saving someone else instead of focusing on self. I admire that. I definitely admire you. We have some of the best speakers. We have leaders. Well, I know Miriam said not to call names, but we
No,
have
no, no. You
someone.
can, you can give example. Definitely,
Okay.
people will get more excited.
We have Sean Fair. Sean Fair owns his own TV network in America. He is doing the leadership tour. He has over 300 or 500 speakers that they're going from state to state. He deal with corporations where he structured their businesses. We have Miriam, who's been through the sickle cell. They said this lady was going to die. They were preparing her funeral. And she came back and said, hey, what do you mean? I'm not ready to go yet. I still have a job to do. We have Barky Camus, someone that was abused in a marriage, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, in every aspect. She got married at the age of 16. She was forced into marriage. And while she was being abused, she decided to run away and go back to her family. Her family said, no, go back. She went back to that marriage, abused again. And when she seen her husband, who was or is a police officer, wanting to now start abusing her children, her daughter, she said, no way. Let my family disown me, but I'm going to protect my children. This is where it stops. And then I have Richard, a gentleman that is so impressive, quite religious young man. He's the CEO of AMB TV. He's the one that goes and read your last holy words that you're going to hear before you leave or before your journey comes to an end. And one thing Richard says to me is, I'm tired of seeing these young youths, expire. I have Cheryl Manette, a lady that so hardworking. She was going through a divorce, stress with two children, mentally stressed, physically fatigued. God was by her side. She was able to drive to work. When all of a sudden all she can see was red. The red was the blood coming out of her eyes. She lost her vision. She has vision loss. So she's now supporting individuals with vision loss. We have, I cannot stop. I love my speakers. I just have to talk about each and every one of them. We have Corey. Corey is an individual that he's a jack of all trades. He's a teacher, was a teacher, teaching math, and now he's doing the leadership tour with Sean Fair. We have Dr. Bridget, who is just a nurturer. They say a woman is of nurture. That is her. Her voice, her sense of compassion. She has empathy. We have also Marcus A. Wright. Marcus is a coach. Marcus also structures businesses. He talks to organizations, structure their businesses, and for them to grow, expand. We have a gentleman, when I heard his story, he's already been on the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, the platform consists of 5 in-house speakers, and we get 5 new speakers every month. But I had to get Andres back. When you get on the platform and we get so many requests for you, we bring you back. Andres was someone who was bullied. Talk about drugs. Every drug you can think of, you're not supposed to put on your body, he was put in. He was abused. He's been through it all. But when that man tells you his story, you will want to feel, you just want to embrace him and say, I'm proud of you. He's now coaching youths, doing a lot of talks. So I believe that we all have a story. Your journey on this earth, you will face a lot of obstacles. You will encounter a lot of people while you're on this journey. One thing I can say to you is never question. When Miriam and I, we met at the right time, at the right place. You never meet someone at the right time, I mean, on the wrong time or wrong place. You encounter people when it's supposed to happen. Your objective is to find out why is this person in my life? Don't be pessimistic, be optimistic and try to enjoy your journey. Every little thing, acknowledge it. give thanks, be humble, be appreciative, but most importantly, have self awareness.
Thank you. Wow, it's so great. I always say, like, I am just truly honored to be even among this great people, and everything that Unisa is saying is 100% right. These are amazing people. And so please go to the Kamara Youths Facebook page and make sure you secure your ticket, because you don't want to miss this. These speakers are going to make you really reflect on whatever point in your life that you are. They are going to give you that hope that it doesn't matter what you've gone through, you can break out of that and achieve greatness. All of us don't have that perfect, journey. None of us. We've all had our ups and downs, wiggles, zigzag, you name it, to get to where we are today. But what kept us going is that determination, wanting to see the best of others as well. And we want to use our journey, our story, to empower others, especially young people, because we need more of that in this generation. Because now, especially with social media, most young people are only aspiring to become an Instagram, model. Not that that's a bad thing, but a lot of them don't think they can achieve greatness because of what they see, because of these are the images that they get. And imagine when when I was young being bullied. So imagine what they are going through now, because at least when school was over, I went home. I forgot about my bullies. I had a loving family. I forgot about them. Not until the next day I have to go to school. But now you have social media where people will taunt people. There are young people taking their lives because of all of these things. So now more than ever, we need that positivity. We need people to come back and inspire and empower and motivate these young people. Because if you think you had peer pressure growing up and all that, think about what they're going through now. Now is like what they're going through is the 3D version of what we had to go through. In fact, not even 3D. This when you have the Lord, what's the name? When you have virtual reality. Yeah, virtual reality. That is at that level, virtual reality, like that you can't even take off, because they have to go through this, all the images they're bombarded with and all of this, and they see all that and they don't think they can be more than that. And most of them feel like their past is forever going to determine their future, and that is not the case. So we need to come. How can people get involved? If somebody's watching this and they feel like, what, I really want to support this, movement or project and what they're doing, or I want to just even keep up and know what is happening, how can they get involved? What different ways can people get involved?
There are so many ways to get involved, ladies and gentlemen. As I've stated, Kamara Youths, we're going global. We are global. There's nothing that is going to stop us. You understand? Because we all understand the whole concept of only you can stop you. So we have no intentions of stopping. So you can go to www.kamarayouths.com. You can go to Facebook, kamarayouths.org. Am I correct, Miriam?
Facebook is the Facebook actually is there, and you can go to facebook.com/Kamara Youths.org. So it's there right now. So, or if you just go onto the search engine and type Facebook on Facebook and just type Kamara Youth, it is going to come up like first on the search. I made sure. So
you see what I was telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I only did that because I just wanted to show you, regardless of what Miriam is going through, she's on top of me. She's like, she know more than I do some days. So
I
yeah,
like to keep up. Yeah, and go to kamarayouths.com. Just go and see how you can get involved. And so, what is, I know you've already touched on the future, but where do you see Kamara Youths going? What are like the aspirations? Or, yeah, so what plans, aspirations, and where do you see it going in the next couple of years?
I'm smiling. You know, the way I think, it's something that sometimes I just amaze myself. And I see us creating hubs in different countries. I see us cooperating, doing a lot of cooperations with a lot of organizations. I see us coming to a point where we can even support Miriam in building her hospital. I see us building centers. My way of thinking, ladies and gentlemen, it's of a new world where these youths, when they leave Camaro youths, they come back and support the next generation. You know, I don't know when my journey is going to end. I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. But one thing I can say, as soon as my creator gives me another day, I'm going to start striving. All I'm going to ask of you, my call of action, I need volunteers. I need us to get involved. I respect my queens. Every single woman is a queen to me. And the men, we are kings. We need to support these ladies. Not to say these ladies are not doing a wonderful, phenomenal job raising these young men, but a young man will interact sometimes with another male figure. We need to get involved and make a difference. If you want to donate and support Kamara Youths, we appreciate that. We feed our youths, Miriam, and we feed the staff. When they come, I don't want Miriam to say, "Well, I have I'm eating," and Georgina is sitting there not eating. Georgina is my sister. You know that, right? You know.
Oh, I never realized. Oh, welcome.
No,
She's
I'm
been.
joking. Yeah, she is.
Oh,
I just
well,
wanted,
thank
and
you for.
Georgina's organization is also doing a wonderful job. Miriam, you have to meet Georgina,
Oh,
phenomenal woman. You
yeah.
know, so my whole aspect in life is we all need to come together. We have been funding Camaro Youths without government money, without donations, without anything. We have been doing everything. If anybody wants to get involved in any way, now we have a place of our own starting September where we'll be hosting our youths. So now the team is out there trying to get the message out. We're on the radio, we're on the TV, we're promoting it in every way. Let's work together and save somebody. Somebody can that will one day be the doctor or the surgeon your child needs. That child can be that police officer that would see something happening to you that would, intercede. Let's save somebody that one day you say, that is a definition of a perfect leader. Because this day, I don't care, anywhere you go in the world,
Mhm.
there's so much corruption. Let's build our leaders. Let's give them the proper education and guidance. Let's teach them empathy. I read an article, Miriam, in Japan.
Mhm.
When the kids go to school till the second grade, they don't grade them. They teach them morals and aspirations.
Wow.
They don't want any child to feel nowhere from. So they're educating these kids how to respect themselves, respect others, and respect their community. That's what we need to do. I read this article, I was like,
Wow.
that's what we need.
Yep. Yep.
So
Exactly.
that's my call of action.
Oh my Lord. Thank you. Thank you so, so, so much. What would be your final word to anybody watching this, whether it be youth or, maybe somebody that is in the position that you were, and maybe they just kind of need just that word of encouragement?
The most beautiful thing that I can tell you is that your life is the most precious thing. When you're out there committing crime, selling drugs, you're always watching your back. We are Kamara Youths. We're not here to judge you. We look at you for who you are. That is Mental Capacity Act, MCA. We don't care what you have done or doing. If you're selling drugs, you're an entrepreneur. If you have a vision of you becoming a pilot, we have connections. We can get you in that field. Never limit yourself as to say, I cannot go to school because I don't see nothing coming out of it. Join us. Believe in you. Because if you don't start believing in yourself, how can anyone believe in you? We want to show you that we believe in you. Give us a chance to work. We are not working with you, we are working together for a change. So give us a chance to work with us so we can work with you so you can also empower others. The most beautiful thing is not having to worry about, is somebody going to kill me? Am I going to jail tomorrow? But being able to get up and see your loved ones. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please help us. I never beg, Miriam, but I feel like I'm begging now.
I know how you are, but you know what? If that means more people will be helped, more lives will be saved, then why not? Why not? You know? And I'm gonna just go through the comments. So while I'm going through the comments, please, if you do have any questions for myself or for Unisa or anything generally, you can write them now, but I'm just gonna go through the comments from the beginning, and so we can respond. And so you're going to see this name over and over and over because this is my lovely beautiful mommy. Alinata.
Hello, mommy
So
dearest.
she said, indeed, thank you, mommy. And she said, incredible story, definitely. And then we have Georgina. She said, I am extremely proud of you, my dear brother, for your commitment and hard work towards young people.
That's my
Indeed,
little
indeed.
sister.
We are
She,
all
her
proud
project,
of.
her project is big as well.
We are all proud of him, really. Thank you, Georgina. And my mom said that this sounds great, definitely. And said Miriam is undoubtedly selfless. Oh, thank you, mommy.
That she is.
And she's not just saying that, she's brutally honest sometimes. And Georgina said, Miriam, you are a true leader, 100%. Oh, thank you so much, Georgina. I'm definitely going to get in touch with you. And she said, amazing testimony indeed. Let's celebrate his life, and God had a purpose for him, obviously, and thank God for that. And then somebody called Yellow Jacket said, wow, thank you, Yellow Jacket. Reminds me of a jacket I have. And Georgina said, Unisa Kamara, well said always. Yep, Yep, he definitely does. And yeah, and she said 100% to what you were saying, which is so true. And Aminata said, great group with interesting background stories. I can't wait to secure my ticket. Yes, and everybody else too, please go and secure your own tickets before it's too late. You don't want to be told. You want to hear this yourself. And just as Eunice say, it's not just an event for you to come and hear people. It is also a networking opportunity to
Indeed.
network with these people, and not just the speakers. There are going to be a whole different caliber of people there. Whether you have an idea or you're looking for a job or anything, trust me, there is somebody that can help you solve a problem. It is a great networking opportunity. I cannot say that. Just this quick time that I have been part of Forward Thinkers, just that being among this amazing people, it just pushes me to be better and better, and I'm learning so much from everybody. So please secure your own ticket, and you don't know who might be the one to change the course of your life here. We definitely have people to do that. And Georgina said, Unisa Kamara, um um you are continue to strive for excellence. Yes, he does strive for excellence. And Amina Tabangwa said, thank you both. It's inspiring hearing the stories and the plans you have in mind. Well done. Thank you so much indeed. And then she said, hello, you're still here. Thank you, mommy. But anyways, no questions thus far. But please, the conversation continues on the Kamara Youths Facebook. So we continue the conversation there. So go and like the page. Is Kamara Youth. Just type it on Facebook search engine. It will come, or facebook.com/Kamara Youth org. So go there and we'll continue the conversation, and there'll be more stuff posted there as we get ready for Saturday. Thank you so much, Unisa. It is a
Thank you for
pleasure
having me.
with you. And this is your first, but I hope this wouldn't be the last time we'll have you on this platform, and to inspire more people.
Anytime
Well
you need me.
said, and I'm really proud of you. It just shows, and I pray we can all learn from your story, that it is not about where somebody has been or where they are, but where they can go. And look at you today. As a result of you making that transition, you are changing lives, endless
We
lives. We are changing lives, and you watching this, you can do the same. You can do the same, and take that step today. It is never too late. It is never too late. You can start now. They always say the best time to start was tomorrow. The next best time, today, right now. So you might have
indeed.
missed yesterday. Well, no, it was yesterday. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. So
Don't
you might have
procrastinate.
missed yesterday, but you can start now. You can start changing your mindset. You can start putting plans. You can start connecting and networking with the right people that can get you to where you want to get. If you have tried different things, it hasn't worked, don't give up. Keep trying, because sometimes you need to kiss many frogs before you find a prince, And just as Unisa said, give Kamara Youth a chance. Get in touch with us. It doesn't matter what you've gone through, what your background is, what this and that. That is not our focus. Our focus is where we can get you to tomorrow, for a better
Absolutely.
tomorrow for you and your entire community. All right,
We have to
everybody.
believe in the pillars of tomorrow. These youths are the
Yes.
pillars of tomorrow. So we
Yes.
just have to continue to, strive towards that.
Yep. All right, everybody, get your tickets, and we will see you on Saturday. And before then, we can continue the conversation on the Kamara Youth's Facebook page. Okay, and also Forward Thinkers Bay. So we continue the conversation there. Thank you so much, Unisa, and thank you, everybody. Have a blessed night, day, morning, whenever you're watching this. Stay blessed, and we are out of here. Bye bye.